Hi, my name is Colleen Kielton, and this is the Module 7 Reflections recording. I found this absolutely fascinating, especially the Lewandowski and Jacobson 2013 article about guided imagery in pain. The article specifically discussed non-cancerous chronic pain, or chronic pain coming from not cancer. And a lot of people, over 50 million people, are suffering with this situation. And more people are turning to holistic modalities. And so the authors thought it'd be a great idea if they brought some more empirical evidence to the table. This article by Lewandowski and Jacobson, they're using guided imagery, and they define an image as something that you can focus on, or imagery is something that you can focus on, that you can have an intense focus on, and enhanced by some kind of a sensation. So one of the five senses, as I share with my clients, try to taste it, or smell it, or touch it. Bring it to life using your senses, and that helps you focus on it. And what they're finding is that the pain is subsiding when they focus on these things. And they also discuss that pain triggers your sympathetic nervous system to enact. So that's going to put you in high alert, or the fight or flight response, or stress response. I tell my clients that we get one, and I get this from Joe Dispenza, all of his works that on YouTube, he brings it up lots of times. We get one stress response. We don't have one that applies to bad emails, or one that applies to a negative balance in your bank account. You get one, and your body will respond as if something is trying to kill it. So you're on high alert. If you're on high alert and a tiger is chasing you and going to eat you, germs, your body knows germs aren't important right that minute, so it's going to pull back on your immune system, your respiratory system. Everything changes to put you in emergency mode. And in your mind, you go on hyper alert, where you're looking around all the time for trouble. And if you're living in that state, and people in chronic pain tend to live in that state all of the time, and the Lewandowski and Jacobson support that, and I know personally. One of the reasons that they did this research is to bring the empirical evidence to the table, because there's a lot of talk about these modalities, but there's a lot of lacking in really empirical evidence. A fascinating topic that Petit and Balboni brought up is the spiritual bypass. And I remember hearing stories about the 60s when people would refer to others as Jesus freaks. So they went from being addicted to drugs and strung out on drugs to becoming Jesus freaks. So this article mentions what that is a spiritual bypass. So taking refuge in spirituality versus taking refuge in a drug, it's still taking refuge. A couple modules ago, it's Holt and Lundstedt, 2021, Inagaki, 2018, Sapala et al. In 2014. They all discussed the tremendous healing benefits of community, because you have a sense of belonging. And they discussed different ways to avoid the spiritual bypass. One of the suggestions of the participants was to have a stronger emotional basis for their life, and just a stronger, a better education about emotions. And that helped them. They thought that had they known that and felt more grounded in their emotional states and how to manage them, then they probably would not have fallen prey to jumping into the spiritual bypass situation. And the authors also mentioned that these findings suggest that a spiritual bypass likely runs together with an authentic quest for spiritual fulfillment. And that's on page 351. So that means that they're on the right track. I did research for a more current article about the effectiveness of
guided imagery on functional well-being, and I found an article 2023 with Kugali et al. And they found that it helped the patients not have as much pain when they were going through chemotherapy. So the evidence is mounting for the benefits of guided imagery, and I think it will do our industry tons of good.